What is up, guys? This is Luke Jett back again for the Thoughts of the Bench podcast. I'm here via Skype with Shane Hardy and Ben Marks. How you doing, fellas?
Same as always, Luke. Fantastic.
Just great.
Just great, man. All right. So today on the podcast, we got some really good topics and we got some good questions to ask, or that we got to ask too. So we're just going to jump right into it. Talking about the Bears. Every team, it seems like, in football has been bit by the injury bug, and the Bears are no exception to that rule. We told you last week that a player got hurt, tore his ACL. Who was that? I don't remember. Or blew out his Achilles. Who was that? I can't.
You got me.
He was a lineman, defensive lineman.
Yeah. Well, regardless, Kelvin Hayden, the nickelback for the Bears, played really well last year. Tore his hamstring, so he will be out for the season. How does that? I mean, that's gonna be a huge blow.
I agree, Luke. Hayden, he wasn't a potential starter, but I mean, he was good.
I liked him as a nickelback. He was good.
Yeah, he was not a potential starter. Shane, don't look at me that way.
I think he could have been a potential starter, man.
You think he's better than Tillman or Jennings?
He's a safety. He's a safety.
Pretty sure he's a cornerback.
No, he's a
Pretty sure
corner.
he's a safety.
Shane, he's a quarterback. Corner.
Thank you, Luke.
I thought he played safety.
No, he's a corner. We have Craig
Well,
Stelz. We have Craig Stelz back there anyway.
Chris Conti's
Chris
not doing
Conti
it.
is.
He's just not doing it. They needed a safety.
No, I think we should keep Conti. He's doing his job just fine.
I like Chris Conti.
I don't like him.
I like Chris
He's
Conti.
alright, but I think that's something that the Bears were hurt by last year was the deep ball where the safety got beat.
It's true. Russell Wilson ate us up, and Rodgers just kills us every time he plays us. So
Rodgers kills anyone anytime he plays them.
that's true. That's very true. Very true. We're gonna talk about Rodgers and the Packers and how the division's gonna shake out in our email section. We got an email about that. So we're gonna move right into the preseason. The Bears' first preseason game is Friday, 7 o'clock in Carolina. You guys picking the Bears, or are we going with the Panthers here?
Fire. Bears, I guess, just because the Bears are all around better team than Carolina.
I like the Bears.
That's tough. I'll go with Chicago.
All right, Baltimore at Tampa.
I'm gonna go with Tampa. I just have a really good feeling about Tampa for some reason.
Yeah, you gotta put into effect how much the starters are actually gonna play too. So I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Tampa.
Just get rid of half their team too.
Yeah, I'm also with Tampa here. I think Doug Martin's gonna have another great season though.
Okay, I can see that. Doug Martin's a
No
workhorse.
sophomore slump.
No way. All right, Thursday night, 7 o'clock on ESPN. The Bengals at Atlanta.
Atlanta, inevitable.
I'm going with Cincy.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati also. AJ Green is a man.
But he's gonna play for like one possession.
Doesn't matter, that one possession can make the difference. Everyone knows that.
I mean, yeah,
Wait, where are they playing at again?
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's gonna win that game. There's no doubt about it.
Atlanta's starters are better, but I think Cincinnati has an
They're
overall
playing
better.
in Atlanta though. Like
It's a preseason game. They really don't.
it doesn't
Home
matter.
field does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's a preseason
Don't
game.
matter.
It's not like it's college football.
They started playing them at high school fields, Luke. It don't matter.
Neutral sites every game.
Luke will
We'll
understand.
be in London for the preseason game. It doesn't-
Yeah.
Luke will understand that college football gives a team way more home advantage than it does in the pros.
No way. It might give them more, but it still gives a huge advantage to be home. I don't care where you are, what sport you're in. If you're a home field, you have an advantage.
I agree with that. Okay, we're gonna go with the Rams at the Browns. That's gonna be a barn burner.
Rams.
Rams.
I'll go with the Rams too. RG3's return. RG3's potential return in Tennessee.
I think the Redskins are a good team. They're a way better team, obviously, with RG3. But even if he doesn't play, I think they're still a better team.
Yeah,
I would go.
Kirk Cousins is a really good backup. I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
Tennessee. Jay Clocker's my boy.
He's gonna play literally one possession. So
Well, yeah. So is Kirk Cousins. He's gonna play possession, but really, yeah. Go ahead and
I'm
look
pretty
down
sure.
upon me because I
yeah,
think
because Kirk Cousins starts, right?
They have an all-around better team. Like
no,
throughout.
no. You guys brought up Kirk Cousins, so I can't bring up a starter either.
He's the backup.
The backup, the RG3.
RG3's not playing the first.
How do you know?
Game.
Luke said if he doesn't.
Everyone knows he's not gonna play.
Everyone.
I said potentially.
Luke, help me out here.
Regardless, if he doesn't play, Rex Grossman's the third string, so that's trumps everything.
Rex Grossman is our quarterback.
We're gonna go. Ooh, this could be a potential Super Bowl matchup. Broncos at Niners.
I'm gonna go Niners. I think that if it was Broncos and 49ers starters the whole game, I'm gonna go with Broncos, but I'm gonna go with the Niners.
Yeah, I'll go with the Niners too.
Broncos.
Of course. Seahawks in San Diego. Seahawks.
Next.
Seahawks.
Jets at Lions. If anybody takes the Jets, we're kicking them off the show.
Yeah, Lions.
Lions.
I don't even have to answer that question.
All right. Patriots at Eagles.
New England.
I'm going with the Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles too.
I want to see what Nick Foles does. Dolphins at Jaguars.
The Jags.
I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Yeah, I'll go Dolphins. Arizona at Green Bay. Green Bay. Houston at Minnesota. Houston.
At Minnesota. I'll just take the other one. I'll go Minnesota.
Kansas City at New Orleans. New Orleans. Brown and Orleans. Cowboys at Raiders. Kyle Orton should get a lot of snaps, so I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Giants at Steelers.
Steelers.
Yep, Steelers.
Yeah, I got the Steelers also.
All right, last one. This one's on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, I guess. The Bills at the Colts.
Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts too. Shane, where are you going?
What?
Bills at Colts.
We said Colts. Both of us.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you guys. All right, so switching gears here, we're gonna talk about the big story in sports. It's the biogenesis stuff in Major League Baseball. Alex Rodriguez got suspended 211 games, along with 12 other players that got suspended, including Nelson Cruz and Johnny Peralta. Do you guys think that A-Rod's suspension was too long, too short? What do you guys think?
Too long. Every other person got suspended 50 games. Too long. 211 is way too much.
This isn't his first time being caught with this kind of stuff.
Second time suspension is 100 games, not 211.
Yeah, but this is a different kind of suspension you're talking about here. I think they were right on with 211 games, but I don't think he should have the right to appeal and be able to play right now in this kind of situation.
Yeah. He's getting
CBA is that he can appeal to a suspension.
Yeah, he's appealing now, so I think basically it's gonna turn into he's probably gonna appeal, and the appeal process is gonna go into the off season, but he's probably just gonna get suspended next year. I bet they're gonna lower the suspension down to next year. I mean, I think 211 was 211 spot on. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that it should. I think that if it's gonna be illegal and you're gonna do it, then give them a huge suspension like they're gonna give them, and if not, make it legal. Let them all use it. I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, exactly.
I agree.
You cannot get rid of all performance enhancing drugs in all sports. So why don't you make the playing level even by letting everyone use performance enhancing?
Yeah, but then you're gonna have kids. They're gonna have kids that start using them in high school, and kids are using them younger age, and it's just I don't think they should make. I don't think they should make them legal. But I'm just saying that if you're gonna make less suspensions for them, you might as well make them legal.
I think you should. You tell them the health risks when they take them, and it'll be more fun to watch too.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life, honestly. But I think
I'm
the
gonna wait to voice
what
my opinion on this.
I think that suspension should be one first time offenders should lose a whole season, and second time you're out of baseball for life. I mean, you look at Pete Rose, he got suspended for
Yeah,
gambling, and there's a bunch of other gambling. He got suspended for life and can never be in the Hall of Fame ever. I think performance enhancing drug is way worse than gambling.
Yeah, I mean, if they are saying there's no room in it for baseball, and that's what they keep saying, then kick them out. Then they're done. There's no room
Exactly.
for it.
Exactly.
They've already used them.
Exactly. But we're on to our next topic. Johnny Manziel is another huge uh, topic going around on Sports Center and everything. He was allegedly paid for autographs that he gotten or that he signed for. So I guess the real question is, do you guys think college players should be paid for playing? Seeing it, all the injury risks and everything that goes into this. And second thing, do you think they should um, not have to pay or they can get paid for their autographs?
I think the college players should not be paid
Why?
because they don't have to pay these enormous amount of money that it takes per year to go to college. You you know as well as much as I do that it costs, $25,000 to $30,000 a year that they're saving right there. Then they don't have to pay for hotel rooms when they go on the road. They have tutors that help them constantly.
Okay.
They don't have to pay for food.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, but if you think about it, the school's making money off them anyway. They sell jerseys. They might not have their number on the back or anything, but they sell their jerseys. If you were to go online right now and Google Johnny Manziel jersey, his jersey's gonna pop up just without his last name on it. They're
Yeah,
gonna sell it,
exactly.
money on it. I think you should pay if you're gonna give them a full ride, you pay for the school. But if you're gonna sell a jersey that is supposed to be for them, I think they should get a cut of the profit or something like that.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Because
Because,
I mean, if they can say all they want, it's not his jersey, it's not his jersey. But if you go Google it or anything like that, or if you were to walk there and be like, I want the Johnny Manziel jersey, they're gonna know which one you're talking about.
Ben, Ben, you know this more than anybody. How much do you think hospital bills cost for a torn ACL?
um, a lot of money. But most of them have health insurance through the school, so I mean, you know that the school is gonna employ a doctor and a hospital that you can stay at. Like
Okay.
even University of Illinois has a healthcare plan that you can buy. You don't have one. I'm sure that the football program gives you that for free. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Use the health insurance, so it's there.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. And second question, do you think college players should get paid for their autographs?
See, this is the point where I think they should. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with them making money on what's their signature. Why not be able to get paid for it?
I agree with that because like you see, I think the NCAA has a lot of dumb rules when it comes to regulations and stuff. And I mean, you're gonna suspend a kid for like 4 to 6 games, and he's the star of everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I'm not sure about their schedule, but I'm sure if they got suspended 6 games, that would be the Alabama game. Wouldn't the NCAA want him to play? Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, in my opinion.
I don't know. If you, I agree. If you're someone's willing to pay you for your autograph, I mean, it's your autograph. It's not the school's. It's not the NCAA's. It's yours.
Exactly.
Someone's willing to pay you for it, then I think you should be okay if you accept it. But doesn't that take away from like how I guess I don't really know if it take away, but like the meaning of an autograph, I guess you could say.
I think
Like, feel like it's gonna be less valuable because anyone who walks around and tries to hand out money to Johnny Manziel or any other player, they're gonna sign it, so everyone's gonna have it more.
Well, I mean, if I mean you don't have to pay him either. Like he can just sign for like little kids or stuff or whatever. But like if somebody like if a collector wanted him to sign this and then go and sell it, I think that he should give him a cut of the profit.
Yeah, I'm missing my first thing I said is that if it's your autograph and someone wants to pay you for it, then I think they should be allowed. You should be allowed to accept it,
I agree with that. All right.
especially because you're a college athlete, which I'm not. I'm a college athlete, but I'm not by any Division One standard or anything like that. And I know that the time I have is limited. They might get full rides to school, but they don't have time to work. They don't have any time for that stuff. And other college students do have time for that.
Yeah, I totally.
Some can go on full ride for academic and have time to work when you can go on full ride for a sports scholarship and your school sports. That's your life for 4 years in high school or college.
I totally agree. Could not agree
Unless
more.
Johnny Manziel getting kicked out of fraternity parties, but that's
Well,
something else.
obviously there's an off season for every sport, but majority of your sport is the majority of your college is literally school sport, school sport, school sport. There's nothing else really you can do. You have time for nothing really.
I mean, I don't see why they're making a huge deal of it. I mean, he's a college kid. Who cares?
Yeah, it's whatever. Everyone does it.
Now if people are paying him to be like courtside, okay, that's where I could see drawing the line. Like if people are paying him to show up at like Heat games, and
Oh yeah, that's just dumb.
that's crossing the line,
Yep.
in my opinion. But all right, so we're gonna switch on to the email and Facebook post and tweet post of the podcast. So our first emailer comes in. This is Anthony Smith. He says, "Hi guys, Derrick Rose returning this year, making many Chicago fans happy. I'm happy, but do the Bulls actually have a chance to win 60 games and the division with only the addition of Rose?"
I say yes, they have a chance. I think that well, I think it's gonna be hard to get by the Heat because that's kind of obvious, but I feel like the last couple years in the regular season, the Bulls had the Heat's number. I believe 2 years ago they had the best record in the NBA, and last year they had a pretty good record without Rose. So I'd say yes. I think the Bulls could win the division and could win 60 games this year.
I say yes to both. I mean, the only challenger you have in the division is Indiana, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, Indiana's gonna be tough, but I think the Bulls pretty much just signed former MVP All Star that they didn't have on their team last year. Like you add him into the equation, it's like it's a totally different team. I think 60 wins is probably a benchmark, like a low, like a floor. I think 60 wins is beyond reachable, and I think they win the division.
Especially with the way that Jimmy Butler came out of nowhere this year. Like
Exactly.
last year or 2 years ago, he was rookie or whatever. He could fill some minutes. And this year, he was just he was unbelievable. He was
Exactly.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's just gonna keep growing too, and
Yeah,
that's the
he's just
good
gonna
thing.
keep getting better. And when Blue keeps playing his potential, I mean, try to stop us.
Exactly. What do you think, Ben?
I agree. 60 wins is very reachable. I they'll get around 65 wins. Um, as far as beating the Heat,
No, they're
yes,
just
yes they have. Well, division, I think they'll beat Indiana. Indiana, I mean, they're a good team, but I think the Bulls are better. And then will they get by the Heat? Shane brought up the point that Bulls do win a lot of the games in regular season, but in the playoffs, that's a different story. I mean, say what you want about the injuries last year and how they weren't very good. Yeah, we had the number one overall seed 2011, but I still think Miami is going to be that. If we can get over Miami, then I think we'll win it all.
I agree with that. I 100%. All right. We're gonna go to a tweet from Kyle Mack. He was on last week's show. If you guys are regular listeners, and he wants to know with all. So I could get an exact quote here. Okay, he said, "What's your thoughts on the injury plague that is going on in the NFL right now. I think it's crazy. Like every time I turn around, I see another guy go down with an ACL, like Jordy Nelson, Denario Alexander. Like it's crazy right now. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the injury bug is in full force right now. There's no doubt about it.
It's crazy. It's just it's ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing you can do, but I mean, it's weird to see all those everybody go down with basically the same injury.
It's weird, especially weird because this is like the NFL's cracking down on stuff like this to stop injuries, and yet
Hmm.
it's not. That just tells you right there that taking like if you try to take away hard hits and all this stuff, it still happens. I mean, they're not even hitting each other in training camp right now, and it's happening.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, the NFL tries to limit, you know, the upper body injuries, mostly blows to the head, all those concussion symptoms, where majority of the injuries that are happening are not from concussions or post-concussion symptoms or of that manner. But I think that mostly it's just unluckiness. I mean, so many teams are getting bitten by this that I mean, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, but there's even stuff they're trying to you know take away so many like they
Yeah,
can't play
yeah,
like
all
these
these
players.
Texas receiver
Yeah, these
calls
players
and
these
whatnot.
players know what they're getting into. They've been playing this game all their life. They're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do it, to play this unsafe game. I mean, I understand, yeah, make it as safe as you can, but don't take away from the action. You cannot do that. These guys are making way, way, way too much money, and they know the risk that they're taking by, lacing up the cleats and signing the check.
I agree. All right, another question from Austin Guthrie. He says Balaga out for the year, Nelson missing time with an injury, and Lacey has hamstring problems. Packers are the chippiest team thus far in practice. Does this affect how far you see them going in the division wise?
Uh, I'd say that as of right now, I'd say no because I think that most like Jordy Nelson will be back by the regular season. He might miss the opening day, whatever, opening season, day of the season. Uh, and then who's the other one you said? Lacey?
Yeah, Lacey's.
He's only like day to day, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if they ever specified it.
Because I mean, like, right, I mean, if that's gonna happen during the season, then yeah, but like, you can't have guys being day to day during the season. But just during training camp, you might miss a preseason game or two. But in reality, the big guys aren't even playing, till week 3, week 4. Then they'll be out there for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think the Balaga injury is huge because that's Rodgers' blind side, and Rodgers has been the most sacked quarterback in the last 4 years in the NFL. I don't know if you
It's
guys knew
really,
that.
really hard to believe that Jay Cutler wasn't. Not
I
just saying
know,
that because I'm a Bears
I
fan.
know
I
that's
think
crazy, but yeah,
probably,
no quarterback has
I
been, no QB has been sacked more in the last 4 years than Aaron Rodgers, and I think this is a huge blow to him. I don't know if it affect. I still think they win the division. Like I don't think the Bears or the Vikings could come up on them, but I mean, it's going to be a hard hit. I don't think they can go. What they go like 13-3 last year?
No, I think the division is going to be a lot closer than people think. People think the Packers are going to run away with it. I think the Lions have improved a lot. I think the Bears are going to be better than last year. Their defense might be a little bit older. I lost a couple of key pieces, but if they can put that offense together, it'd be great. And then I even think the Vikings are going to be okay. I think everyone's counting them out, but I think it's going to be a really, really good division race.
I agree. Should be fun. Should be fun. All right. Our last question comes in from Curran Buck, and he asked, "How do you guys think the Bears' defense is going to be without Urlacher?"
I mean, you can't replace Brian Urlacher. I think we all know that. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have a good year this year. Might not be as good as last year, but I mean, I don't know. They got all their guys back for the most part. I mean, they might be aging a little bit, but I don't think you can age that much in one year to make that big of a difference.
I still want to see how Bostic does too in the middle linebacker spot. I think if a rookie can fill that void, that's a huge addition to the Bears.
What I hear, he's doing pretty good. I mean, he's obviously no Brian Urlacher right now, but I hear he's doing a pretty good job so far.
Exactly, and that's all you can hope for. That's it. Ben, what do you think?
I think it'll be probably about the same as last year. I mean, Urlacher was a great leader, but uh, as far as like physical, uh, he didn't really do much on the field. I mean, he was old age. You know, he didn't have quite that edge that he had in years past. But as a leader, they'll miss his leadership. But I don't think you're missing too much as far as actual play goes.
Well, I think his leadership is like a big thing you're missing, obviously, but someone who's been with him for a long time is Lance Briggs, who's another linebacker who I think is going to be the leader. It's pretty obvious him and Peppers are going to be the leader, but I think more Lance Briggs. And I'm sure Lance can bring a lot of Urlacher to the table with leadership wise because he's been with him so long and kind of knows how to. He's hands down, he's a great linebacker too. Him and Urlacher, can be arguable about having like the same talent wise. Maybe not like in their Urlacher is in prime, but like Lance Briggs has been an outstanding linebacker for the Bears since he's been with them.
I agree. I agree. So that wraps up the question part. So we're gonna jump right into our little tidbit ending, big finish, whatever you want to call it. First thing, I didn't know if you guys seen this, but Jimmy Butler did a page for a magazine about fashion, and the very last question was one thing that you would never be seen in, and it was a Miami Heat jersey. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I feel like Jimmy's one of the people who takes this rivalry very seriously, and I think it's great.
Well, that just kind of explains the rivalry because most NBA players wouldn't talk bad about another team because they have a risk of being traded to them. But
Hmm.
I mean, that just tells you there that it's the rivalry that's going on.
I agree. But what do you think?
I like that statement by him. He shows that an actual rivalry is back in the NBA that they've been lacking for so many years.
Okay, okay. Second thing, I know I talked to you guys earlier, but you didn't see this, but the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning commercial for DirecTV where they're rapping is absolutely hilarious. I think you guys should definitely go watch it because it is hysterical right now. Guys should go watch it. And next is the NBA schedule was released yesterday. Any intriguing games from you guys, you think?
I am. The Bulls play. Who do the Bulls play on Christmas?
They're in Brooklyn.
Yes, that's right. That is a game that I'm definitely going to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I also like to point out that the returning champs, Miami Heat, are on the road for both Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Are they?
I saw today that Shane Battier issued a statement about that, complaining that he was on the road for those 2 days.
What do you know? Another Miami Heat player complaining.
Shocker, you know? The last thing we're going to talk about is the kid from Wilmington. What was his name, Shane?
Tanner Rourke.
Yes, you want to give a little background for him?
I'm trying to think. I think he graduated in '05 from Wilmington High School in Wilmington, Illinois. Then he went to U of I and played baseball for them. And found out yesterday that he got called up to the bigs. Got on the mound tonight in relief for 2 innings, I believe. Gave up 1 hit and no runs. So kudos to Tanner Rourke, making us small towns proud. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's it. You guys have anything else you guys want to chime in? Anything?
No, I think it about wraps it up.
All right. Well, that wraps up episode 7 of the Thoughts from the Bench podcast. So, for Luke,
Luke, hold on.
what?
I'd like to get you guys' opinion on who is the favorite to win the PGA Tour Championship this weekend.
Are you serious? You didn't say that a minute and a half ago when I asked you guys if you had anything else?
I was running through. It was running through my head. I was running through the headlines of Around the Horn, and Tiger and Phil popped up in my head.
So basically, you're gonna go with Tiger, and I'm not gonna go with Tiger.
Tiger's a 2-1 odds to win it. You know that?
Yeah, he either wins it or he doesn't. It's 2-1.
I'm gonna go with lefty. I'm gonna go with lefty.
I'm gonna go with the field.
Interesting point here. The course they are playing at is a par 70. Tiger is 2 for 14 in majors. Well, 2 of his 14 majors that he has won have been on a par 70 course. Mickelson, 1 of his 5. Mickelson has the advantage there, but I'm still going with Tiger.
I'm gonna go with lefty.
I guess
Much time.
I'll go with somebody like I don't know. like Ricky Fowler or
Bubba Watson.
Ernie Wells. Bubba Watson always shows up in majors. But you know what, Ben? You know what's another interesting stat? Tiger
What?
Woods Tiger Woods won last week in dominating fashion, of course. And last week was his eighth tournament he's won before a major. How many majors has he win? He's he won since then?
None.
Exactly. I'm not going with Tiger. I'll go with somebody else. But if Tiger wins, I'll be happy for him.
Oh
So
yeah, Tiger. I like Tiger a lot. I mean,
This is the week that the streak ends.
okay, well, now that I just thought of something else, because this podcast should have ended 2 minutes ago, but I wanted to get you guys' take on Riley Cooper and how he's dealing with this situation. I wanted to ask you guys. I forgot to ask you guys before.
I'm sure all of you know what he said. He used the N word to a security guard at a concert that he was at. He ended up apologizing to each one of his teammates individually, and I respect that. And I think he's gained majority of the locker room's respect, and I am glad for him.
I think he's doing the right thing through this. I mean, I think he's handling this the right way, and I like how he's handling it.
yeah, I like how he didn't just go hide behind Twitter and apologize. He's been out publicly saying that he knew he made a mistake. He came out and he said it. He's staying it still. He's saying he doesn't want anybody else to like take the pressure. He wants it all on his shoulders. He knows he did it and he's gonna deal with it. And I just like Luke said, I like the way he's handling with it. A lot better than the decision.
Yeah, exactly. And with the release Ben and Jeremy Macklin out for the year, Riley Cooper could be a big stud in the Eagles' offense this year.
That can be fuel to his fire too.
Exactly.
He's apologizing. He's trying to show everybody that he cares. He's a team player and all this stuff, and that can just make him strive for more and more.
Yep, it could. All right, so second call. Anything else you guys got?
That's it.
That's it.
This time for real.
All right, we're wrapping it up. For Luke, Shane, and Ben, this is the episode 7 of the Thoughts of the Bench podcast, and we are out.